A solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, a longtime sponsor of ours. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun yet, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call toll-free 877-327-0365. Okay. No more Mr. Nice Guy, say these so-called environmentalists. They're going to put compounds to sterilize you in the water. They're going to sterilize you with vaccines. They're going to have forced abortions and infanticide. They're going to kill your baby. Because they're really Nazis. It has nothing to do with the environmental movement. We're going to break that down. Now, let me set the table before I plunge into this. If you're listening to us on AM, FM, shortwave, satellite, internet, however you're listening, call your friends, your family, your neighbors, and tell them to tune in to that local station. Or tell them to listen on the web at Infowars.com or GCNlive.com or PrisonPlanet.tv. Whatever you do, this is important information, not Michael Jackson's second biggest story of the century after Obama being elected. I mean, this is sick. The biggest story of this century should be over 1 million plus dead Iraqis from the so-called liberation. But again, if you're watching us at PrisonPlanet.tv, you can see all these documents. Put the book, the textbook, back up on screen for everybody that's watching. And remember that when I talk about this, this is not just one government textbook. This is not just one publication for academics. This is the most important point to this. Remember Dr. Eric Pianka 3 years ago? It's in my film Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. He goes on national TV and says, I think we should kill 90% of the public with an airborne Ebola. Then he goes to the Texas Academy of Sciences and wins the first place award. And the news reports he gets a standing ovation. And I had the reporters on. They said over 90% of the crowd crying and cheering for over 3 minutes. This was in the 2 Texas newspapers. Then he went to St. Edward's here in Austin, got another round of standing ovation. When on the PowerPoint, one of the heads of the biology department at UT, Dr. Eric Pianka, projects a PowerPoint of human skulls blown up on the wall, 30 feet high, and says, we need to kill 90% of the public. They start crying in rapture. This is a death cult. The issue is one reporter on the show, when I talked to him, said 95% got up and clapped. He said almost everybody. And here's the big issue. It isn't just the president's top science advisor. When you go to any of these big universities, any biology department, any psychology department, just randomly pick the head of your psychology department or the head of your biology department, Google their name under eugenics or under forced sterilization, and I would say, because I've done this, over 90% of the time, 9 times out of 10, they are going to be for exterminating 80% of the population at least. Some say 90. When I started criticizing Dr. Eric Pianka, I got threatening phone calls and emails, and I'd even posted a photo of one of his students hugging him, one of his graduate students, and she sent me a threatening email saying, don't put me on your website, even though it was in a newspaper. And then I looked at her name and went and looked up her graduate papers, and then I went and looked up other graduate papers under Pianka, and they were saying stuff like, Pianka's not radical enough. We must kill all humans. Homo sapiens sapien is a cancer and a parasite and bad, and we must kill all humans. And then I had them sending me their graduate papers, going, I'm a doctor of biology working at this, and I assure you he's a very great man and taught me 15 years ago. And we need to get rid of almost all humans and only keep a few thousand. Folks, this is the majority. This is the norm. My father at the University of Texas, top of his class in the 1960s, they attempted to recruit him. He never even told me about this till he saw Endgame. And my mother was saying it can't be true. And he said, no, honey, they actually tried to recruit me. The head of the botany department tried to recruit him in to a movement for world government and to carry out eugenics. So when I go over how they're putting poison in the water right now, it's happening right now. They're killing us right now with soft kill weapons. And I'll define soft kill for you. You're being sterilized right now. You're having heavy metals put into your brain tissue right now. You're being shot up with cancer viruses right now. Understand that if you will just go read his book and read the other government textbooks, that you will see this. And that it is hard to find one of these people that isn't into this. They are a cult of control freaks. They love the fact that they're in all the positions of power and that they're doing this. And they write books laughing at how you don't care and aren't involved. And so that's how evidence through social Darwinism shows that you don't care, so you deserve to die. Now listen to me carefully. This is not shock radio. This is shocking reality. Hitler was real. What he did, he was only a side group. He was only one small, poquito branch, a mini branch of this larger system of crypto eugenics. Now, remember this article I made a big deal out of? And we're going to play a clip coming up later of U.S. News. ABC News said, well, billionaires, the richest in the world, met to help humanity, but wouldn't say what the secret meeting was. But then the organizer of the meeting talked to the Times of London and said, well, the British are ready to hear this. We met to discuss how to reduce the world population through a world government. Here's the Times of London. This is as big as the New York Times worldwide. This is one of the biggest newspapers. It's in the top 3 worldwide. And the headline is, Billionaire Club in bid to curb overpopulation. America's richest people met to discuss ways of tackling a disastrous environmental, social, and industrial threat. See, they're the heroes. They're the saviors of the world. This is how they phrase it. This is how they pose it. But not only are these people madmen, not only are they wanting to kill the majority of us, but they, in their internal documents that are declassified, like the Royal Commission on Population, 1949, state it's not even really about saving the earth. That's their excuse to academia to carry out a program of mass extermination. And they say with our nanotech and our genetic engineering, even by the 60s, we can kill the earth repeatedly and just regenerate it. That's why they've created seed vaults, human arcs, animal arcs of the DNA. And they admit that they're actually geoengineering plagues in the final phase that will wipe out most of the surface growth on the planet and most species. They're not worried. They're so delusional and so nihilistic, they say they're going to rebuild the planet. So all you environmentalists out there that kind of go, well, there are too many people, it's a tough decision, but you've kind of received the common knowledge, the open secret, that, well, I guess we do have to get rid of people. They're getting rid of you, stupid. That's why you can't have kids. That's why you're dying of cancer at 45. They're killing you, dummy. You're not part of the elite. There are a lot of racists emailing me and say, yeah, we got to get rid of the blacks and Hispanics and Asians. They outnumber us. Hey, dummies, even if you're a racist and stupid, the elites are actually targeting you more than the elites over and over again in these eugenics documents, we're going to get into them coming up, say, we got to first kill off the smart whites and Jews and people and Germanic Northern Europeans, or they will get in the way of our master plan. They'll be smart enough to discover the plan and stop us. Then we can wipe out the brown subhumans. We'll come back, go over this. Most important story ever. Stay with us.
This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should. He has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed